clear? Now, most popular water, especially in the United States, is the reverse osmosis water. So I'm going to give you the data and the scientific things, and I also want you to think was the data, okay? Now, so here we have a typical reverse osmosis water. We have filters, usually a sediment filter, some sort of carbon filters, and then we go finally through all these reverse osmosis membranes, and then it goes into the storage tank. Now, don't you think it should be, at this point, be able to just come up to the faucet and you could just drink it, and that should be totally fine? Why do they have this thing? After all this filtration, why do you need this? It is the taste filter. The reason for that, how many people want to guess? Yes, but why does it taste bad? Well, I have answers: metal in the tank, carbon. I'm afraid those are not the right answers. The right answer is fungus. There is fungus among us inside of the water. And if they don't have this taste filter, the reverse osmosis water is going to taste acidic. This particular drawing shows a very expensive reverse osmosis, and they have an additional mineralizer because they know reverse osmosis water standardly has a 5.5 pH to a 6.4 pH. Okay, that's all of your bottled waters, right? 90% of your bottled waters. There's very, very, very few bottled waters. As a matter of fact, I know of only 4 in the United States, and I can rattle them off. Basically the Mountain Valley spring water that comes in glass. That's a very good, and that's about a pH 7, 7.2 water. That's the only water that I will actually recommend. Now, I see a few people have smart water, which I call dumb water. That's reverse osmosis water, and then it is deionized, so it is super, super hungry water. In other words, that water can really leach your body out really good. It is competent in doing that job. I call it expensive window cleaner. It's a wonderful window cleaner, okay? I used to love Fiji water. They now add, anybody want to guess what they add to it now? That's correct. They add fluoride. So I don't drink Fiji water, which used to be my favorite water. So you already learned. Reverse osmosis is 5.5 to 6.5 pH. You should be drinking 7 to 7.5 pH water. 5.5 versus 7.5 is not 2 points off. It's 100 times, right? It's a logarithmic scale, right, with pH. So you're 100 times. So it's not a minor mistake. And so when you sprout seeds with RO water, there's this other thing that it has, which is virtually not known except for the people who happen to have too much salt in their well water. They go hire and buy an old $15,000, $18,000 reverse osmosis for their nurseries, plant nurseries. The reverse osmosis takes out the salt, does a wonderful job. 30 days after, they can no longer return the product. They have a little fungus problem. By about 40 to 50 days, they have a serious fungus problem. And usually long before I show up to give them any consulting, the common sense has already made them turn it off. And they says, what can we do with this RO machine? I go, well, like a Buddha, you can pray to it. I am working on some frequency technology that will hopefully one day counter this wrong frequency in the RO water. Somebody may be thinking, how did that wrong frequency get there in the first place? Well, you probably know that the reverse osmosis have these really, really small micron-size holes. Now, how do you drill something that's like a 0.001 micron size hole in a rubber material? Anybody want to give a gander of guessing? Microbes? That would be a good solution, but no, they don't do that. The man said laser. Actually, he's hot, but not quite close. It is a concept of laser, except they use strontium, or they will use cesium, or they will use iodine-131, cesium-127. You know, they have a little block of radioactive material, they have a window in front of it, they have a great big sheet of rubber material that flies by this window while it's opening, and the radiation acts like a laser and punctures those holes. And then, of course, they take the rubber and they stamp out the little round circles and pack it into the tube. So this thing passes by so fast that it actually cannot be measured when you take even a tube of these things stacked together. You can't measure radiation off from it. But you all know frequencies. So when you run the water through the membrane, Mother Nature goes, there's radiation in this water. Hey, fungus, clean. And that's why you have fungus issue. And I tell people sometimes you can take one of these tanks and drill a hole in it. Make sure you don't wear any white pants, white shirts, because it'll come out with very dark gray water, and if you have a reverse osmosis tank that's many years old, it will be black. And they absolutely need that last carbon filter for taste, yes.